Hello and welcome back. I've started a nice and proper process for my games now, including limiting the amount of games I play to 2 per session. That's around an hour or so depending on how the game goes, and I think that's an adequate amount of time for me personally, especially after games like this. Right at stage 1 we hit a shiny Magikarp, which means the entire game has changed from the beginning. I like to think of these instances as the entire lobby getting 50 gold. You don't just hold all that gold in this situation. You have to match the lobby and power the best that you can. So, I have to choose between Sacred Ash, Eviolite, and Absorb Bulb. I immediately think about late game and the potential that Ultras have with the Eviolite. But how am I going to get there? This is the problem that I just mentioned. My whole game plan now has to revolve around this item, and I need to make decisions that match that game plan. I also now think that Absorb Bulb would have been way better for the comp that I do end up playing because its combat pattern matches Monster really well. If I wanted to play around Eviolite, I need to scrap the Rock Monster idea and think about a comp that would work with this item better. Reviewing my early shop, a pivot into Grass was viable here. Nuzleaf is not a bad unit to hold Eviolite in the early game, nor is the recently changed Skiploom. The problem is that I don't see it. I'm forcing this late game strategy while going against things like White Flute and Shiny Stone. At stage 5 I even add Kabzakid and I still don't see it. A potential Raging Eviolite mon sounds like a strong early to mid game combo. Bulbasaur is also just sitting in my shop and I rolled away Trico, which paired well with the Aron I already had. I could have gone Grass 3, Monster 2, and had a Grovyle holding Eviolite to at least hold the front line if not be a temporary carry. Then, in the late game, instead of playing for an Ultra unit, I could have settled for something like Roselia, which is also a decent carry already. With Eviolite, it would have had the potential I was looking for, while also keeping a humble comp in Grass Flora. Would that have magically won me the game? No, of course not. This is a shiny lobby, and this plan could have completely flopped as well. The thing is, I grabbed an Eviolite and adapted a late game strategy around rerolling for a Tyranitar and somehow hitting a Rhydon. That's just not likely in a lobby where most of the other players already have really strong boards from the beginning of the game. At the very least with Eviolite, I could have played Grass Flora that has easy transitions such as Bayleaf into Roselia. If I was dead set on playing Rock Monster, Absorb Bulb was obviously just a better choice. The thing is, no one can really practice shiny Magikarp games. It's something you just have to experience, which is why I think this game is really worth reviewing. I essentially got to play this game out 2 more times in my head. One where I picked another item and adopted a safer strategy, and one where I realized what item worked best for the team that I wanted to play. So, let me know what you guys think. I did end the game in 6th, and by the time I got to Legendary round, I was nowhere close to where I needed to be because I bled out a lot of HP and couldn't stabilize around the Eviolite the way I would have liked. I'll be playing more games throughout the week, and hopefully you'll be there the next time I post a VOD review. Until next time, take care.